Yeah, baby, we're here. We are live and ready to rock and roll once again. Thank you so much for joining this pre-market show. Oh no, none of my layouts. P-Pro 8's trying to load. It should load up here in the background in just 1 minute. Hopefully we can show you the trade of the day. But look, I'm excited. We are going to have JC Peretz coming through from All-Star Charts. So get ready for that at about 4:15-ish or so. That should be exciting. Why is nothing loading for me? I don't know. Oh, it might be on the wrong screen. Oh no. There, that's okay. We're good to go. We are waiting for AMAT right now. What? AMAT... investigation? What the heck? I thought we were waiting for some earnings right here. We got AMAT right now. Chip equipment maker, applied materials under U.S. criminal investigation. Okay. Right there, AMAT making that move down. We are waiting for earnings, as you can see on the board there. It's going to be AMAT and GPS. And I just want everyone to know that we will use the Benzinga Pro platform. Right there, AMAT materials probed for shipping equipment to China's SMIC via South Korea without a license. This is my kind of story right now. Maybe we can build up a, I don't know, some sort of a movie about this. There it is, applied materials. Now, I don't know how serious this is, but look at that. There's the move down even before we have earnings. We will also show you again, get it from Trade Ideas. Here we go. This is your post-market scanner. Anything that hits, we will be all over it. I guess I got to push play. I think it starts automatically. There we go. So anything that hits will come in here, and I will get that to you live. There's AMAT. AMAT is making the move down in right now. You see the daily chart, AMAT coming up to 140 or so right now for AMAT. We've got our water, we've got everything ready to go, and what a crazy day it was again here today in the markets. As you could see, I mean, kind of lame at the end of the day. Congratulations to anybody that said, we're closing green. You're on the right side with this guy there today as we hit that Google trade at the end. Nice trade there. Green market turned around. It was silver leading the way today. Silver and gold, which reminds me, I got to watch that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie pretty soon as we go through all of the holiday classics with our family. So we'll watch Frosty, and you got to watch the old gangster ones, right? Yeah. So we watching those ones coming through. Silver and gold. What's that guy's name again? Nah, not Grinch. Stop it. The guy that mines them. Let me see the chat. Shout out to the chat. You guys will know. My wife knows exactly who it is. Randy the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, that would be hilarious. We do have that coming through. No, not Jock. Yeah, it is the Orson Welles, but it's... Okay, anyways, let's go. That's AMAT coming through. We will wait for some more. But today, what was up with today? Okay, we had technology up. There it is, the XLK. What did the Qs wind up? Up 0.1 at the end of the day. There's really something wrong with this computer, unfortunately, I feel like. Everything's taking a while. My layout hasn't loaded, so maybe we won't be able to go over our trade of the day, but we'll figure that out after. It's like it's stopping loading all my layouts and everything, so we'll figure that out. But the triple Qs today, making another high. I do want to ask JC about this. He turned bullish back in October, not making a new high today. Let's go over to the daily chart quickly. There it was right here. We're at highs. We didn't break through yesterday, but we'll wait to see if 387 and change can come through the Qs. You're at 386. You're pretty darn close to that. What turned JC bullish back in October? I think it's going to be price action. That's what he trades off of. So we'll see about that coming very, very soon to you guys coming out. That's the Qs. XLI today, industrials catching a bid over the last little while as rates start to come back in. No talk yet of cuts until the new year. We're talking about March, April, May, in and around the first quarter of 2024. They are looking to make some. See how this is still low? Like, what's going on with my or my trade ideas even today? Let's zoom back down. Wow, what a bad day again for oil. Breaking now below this 200 period moving average there for oil. So that's USO, this is the United States Oil Fund. So this isn't oil, exactly, but the fund, if you're watching it, it's a break back down below. It's into $68 again. To me, the most interesting index out of them all, right? Did anyone figure that guy's name out yet? Where's my wife? Oh no, she's at parent-teacher interviews tonight. You know what I'm talking about? It's the guy that says silver and gold, and then he is with the Sasquatch there. What the heck? It's Burl Ives. Yes, I know what movie it is, but what is the guy's name there that takes on and Anyways, we'll find that out. Now it's bugging me. There it is right there. Thank you so much, Nathan. Comes out with it. It's Yukon Cornelius. Of course, there it is, as that rings a bell with Fabian over there as well. Yukon Cornelius right now. So that was pretty cool. Thank you so much for that, because honestly, I almost couldn't continue the show without knowing what that was. But it's FXI here. Let's talk a little bit about that. So today, FXI, again, this is the large cap Chinese ETF. So you're going to hold the BABAs in the world. And we can actually, Breno, could you maybe find the weightings? I mean, I can check it out. FXI weightings right now. I just want to see like which, here it is right here, which names. Okay, well that's the, all right, we got to find out which names are actually in this before I start talking about it. It's going to be your 10 cents of the world. The Alibabas, yeah, let's accept it all, who cares? All right, where are the holdings? We'll get this in a second. I just don't want to go over it all with you here live, but there it is. Okay, here it is. We got it, baby, right there. Brennan, take it easy, I got it. Okay, right there, 10-cent holdings, 9%. There it is, it's Alibaba coming through with 8.5% as well. No idea what this is. Mutan. This seems like a Pokemon maybe. China Construction Bank Corp coming in. I'm not going to know many of these, man. But there's JD, again, insurance companies. Xiaomi is here. BYD, we know about that. So again, I think you may want to, look at FXI, and I really like that ETF, and I think it takes away single stock risk, right? I mean, that is the whole point of that. All right, one of my favorite things to do is this. No, Ramin says nope, not ready. Okay, so we'll hold off on that, Ramin, don't worry about it. Okay, did AMAT come out? AMAT does come out. Before we look at what happened to the stock, let's go. It's AMAT, it's Q3 adjusted, 212 versus 2. I like. Revenues, 6.7 versus 6.5, I like too. So let's go find out what the stock is doing. Miss, and then they have that, ever dangerous probe that they're going to be having in there for shipping parts through South Korea. Tricky right now. There it is. They do not like the number. It appears to be a miss right now for AMAT down to the downside. Let's just double check if Gap has out yet. Again, I said on the show that if we're going to go on the daily chart here, I really think Gap does have a chance. And the reason why is if Gap can put out a number here where they show potentially a forecast growth, like, expected beat on their revenue, looking forward, what are going to be the catalysts, then honestly, I think, let's just zoom out a little bit here. I think we could take out this $15 mark, up to $15.40 and change. Let's look to see if we could take it out. Part of the reason for that is going to be the short float. So if we can get a short float number here, 18% plus, come up with some kind of a beat, I really like that opportunity, and I think there's going to be that right now for Gap. So we'll wait to see when it comes through right now. What else was moving around today? I still like the solar ETF, man. I like this tan, but I liked it more at 40 than anything else. So now you're up to 45. Nice little 20% move or so. Sorry, 48 was the top. That's 20% from the bottom. Can you believe that? One thing, again, that I'm learning more and more, it's called math. It's like the more that these stocks fall down, like a little 20% move up, it's great for your portfolio. Like if you can scalp these moves, that's great. And I feel like we talked about the interest rate environment changing. If that can continue, then I do like Solar Edge. I do like Enphase. I do like First Solar. And I think that, hey, man, if you're going to stick with new technology, I don't know if solar is the thing. I mean, stay tuned for next month when we have Elon on our show. I'm going to talk to him about solar. We do not have that planned or scheduled. Hopefully we can get it. $48. No, we're not going to get it. $48 right there on the 50 period. No pressure, anybody? $48 right there, the 50 period. I like tan. If you like solar, I still feel like there is an opportunity to buy this right now. XLE, I'm going to give a big shout out to Michael Noss for this one as well. We were long XLE. He liked it here. It dipped back down in. I didn't do anything about that. Came back up. I trusted myself and some of the talk that he and I had right here on this show. We got some out on XLE, so I'm pretty happy with that as it drips back over. Another position that I got out of today, and again, it was just barely for a winner, so just happy about it. We were able to buy some Shopify and all of this garbage, and then we got some back out up here as Shopify comes right back into May highs. So I cleared out a quarter of our position. We're still stuck on this, basically flat. We were buying Shopify way from long time ago, came back into this level. I feel like today in this market, what's worth it is to scalp in and out. Yeah, my Prosper Pro has completely crashed over here, so unfortunately, we won't be able to do too much logins for that unless I hit Control-Alt-Delete, but then my screen goes blank. So yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to do that. So we'll just go on with today and what we're doing today. Brendan just sent me a message. Right, okay, we got that. Yeah, we got JC Peretz coming on and something special that he wants to talk about, some giveaways, and talking maybe about Bitcoin. Today. So we'll talk about that with him, and we'll see what's flying through. It's 4:10 right now. IWA, KRE. KREs are interesting to me. I'm going to find out which names are maybe lagging in this environment. If the banks are, what about KRE coming back in right now, trying to take out the 200 period moving average? I feel like there is room back up to the upside here for the regional banks. We're sort of through Silicon Valley, and if rates can become under control, and First Republic, I don't want to forget about all these banks, but if we're through the rate hike cycle, I feel like there is going to be some love right now. Let's just do a quick little roll call. Let's see who's here with us right now. Bears versus Bulls is here. Good. Juan Padilla is here. I'll give you guys a second to get going. Thank you to Bears versus Bulls for everything that he's doing for me as well. He's got the super chat going. Now that we can do this, let's just open this up a little bit, show our charting just a little bit better for everybody. All right, now we've got the roll call pumping up. All right, hey, Pranya, thank you so much. You had a good chat there. I believe it was about Google on our main show there. What's up to S2K Colin as well? Some new people that I'm seeing come through right now. Shout out to everybody that's here with me. We're doing it, man. Shan Mod is here. Joe Finero is here. Chris RML is here. Hans Beer, what's up, man? Andrew Chow is here. Dr. Strange. Everybody is in the building, and I could not be happier. Over 2,500 people watching. We're the real ones, man. This is Trader TV Live, and we're ready to rock and roll, man. Real traders stay late, and we're about to have a real trader come on right very, very soon. Mr. JC Peretz coming through. I'm super excited, man. I feel like we'll have a lot in common. I mean, we'll see if we can kick it off or not. XLP coming through, the SPH, SPY, SMH. Look at the SMH, man. This is a big one for me. If SMH holds this top into NVIDIA earnings, what does that mean? Last time NVIDIA came out with a big number, we fell back down 20%. Let's take a quick look at the NVIDIA chart. When does NVIDIA report, you might say? Well, they come up pretty darn soon, man. NVIDIA coming out on the 21st, post-market. We'll look at that. Is Gap out yet? Remember, we are looking at Benzinga. I don't see Gap coming out yet, so stay tuned for that one. Remember, we do have this board coming through as well. This is traded. It looks like Ross Stores out as well. Ross Stores heading to the upside, hitting off from that 120. It's a nice move up, 1.94% for Ross, kicking it out right now. The trade to look at, I feel like, is going to be AMAT. AMAT pulling back into $145. What does AMAT look like on the daily? Well, look at this. Coming into the 50 period. I'm not a CMT. JC's a CMT. What about the 50 period right here on the daily for AMAT down here at 140? Look, regardless of the stories that come in, price action is truth. That is a fact. That's what I use for day trading. Unfortunately, I can't get my day trading account to load up here, so I won't be able to show you some of the trades that I made today, but that is something that we do. So the trade of the day, we'll talk about it. We had some good trades today, including Intel off that bottom. Nice move there. What bottom for Intel? Look at this move for Intel today, by the way. We just talked about SMH. Look at Intel. If this is not a big middle finger to the shorts, then I don't know what is. Breaking through the daily right there of 40 bucks. Look at this. Again, going all the way back. Can we go to my screen if you get a second here, Fabian? Look at that. Going all the way back into $40. Look where this goes back into. July of 2022 here for Intel. So Intel with a nice move right there, taking out that high. And if you're ever going to get long, guys, I believe that break right there, $40 was a great one. Look, not to toot our own horn a little bit here, but you see these triple bottoms that came in on Intel on the daily, 1, 2, 3. I actually didn't buy until this third one, making the move back up. Just Foundry talk, a little bit of a switch up in their direction. Remember, Intel also cut their dividend as well, allowing them for some more free cash flow, heading back up to the upside. There it goes. It's a nice move up to $43. So let's go like this. Ba, 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 bang for shareholders of Intel. There was a good short in Intel today, though. If you're looking at a 3-minute mark, and again, I can't prove it to you because I don't have my charts right now for what I had executions, but I had this top at 42.55. It pulled back down in, then look at this base. To me, that top's impressive. It's great. That's more of a shot in the dark. Waiting for exhaustion candle to come in, then hitting it back down. Remember, this is a 3-minute chart. This was a better trade. This hold right there of 41.80, bouncing off the 50 period. I use the 50 period when I'm day trading. This is it on the 3-minute chart. Look how clean. If JC's watching, look at this move here on the 50 period. It hits early, it hits again, and then it hits again at the end of the day, holding support, giving you that bump up. So if you rode this baby all the way, this looks like a roller coaster with no cliff. So watch out for that one. It's a nice move there for Intel. Look, I'm super excited right now as we are getting ready, guys. Let me know when JC's ready. We'll throw over there. JC will also be sharing his screens. I have some questions for him. I'm super excited to have this talk. Look at gold. All right, so gold on a daily. Gold today up nicely, up that 1.6%, and looking to take out some of these highs, right? I think gold's important for diversification. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys that. I feel like you want to be diversified if you're in a long-term portfolio. But to me, I don't know. I got a message from my banker today, or no, it wasn't today. It was last week, actually. I was messaging him about something else. I self-direct all my trades. So I don't... I've been responsible. I've been basically building my own portfolio since I graduated university and started here 22 years ago, right? So I've been building some portfolios. And again, I talked about I was watching Jim Cramer with my father as a young kid. So I've always thought about best of breed and diversification. But I've never got into gold. So I know that doesn't make much sense. What I was getting at was you could get right now, I was talking, and it was about 5.5% for, I think it was a 12-month GIC. So that is a guaranteed investment certificate. So you can't pull your money out. It's locked in there for 12 months, right? And so 6%-ish, I think it was 5.9 something. That's pretty decent. So I feel like that's a good spot, you know, if you're looking for a safety haven. But nothing beats the indexes. And I know I don't have to tell JC that. Indexes up nicely. The NASDAQ is up a paltry 43% this year. So yeah, man, bull market or not, whatever you believe in, prices don't lie. Look at these Qs right now. Huge move up to the upside and now taking this out. Like you're telling me this bounce off the 200 period? Look at this, straight up to the upside. Guys, let me know when we are ready. Okay, not ready yet. All right, good. So we'll keep going. Right now, SLV here, silver, up that 1.4% today as well. Coming back into commodities. I think there's going to be some talk there as we go. I'm still waiting for GPS, and it's a good thing because GPS right now is out. So we'll hit this little breaking news graphic right here that will build for GPS. I just talked about GPS burning with a good report. If they can come out with that good report, I was looking at 1560, taking that out. Look at the short percent up here, 18%. Huge move to the upside right now for this. So there it goes. It's there. Let's go over the numbers. Here's a 1-minute chart so we can all see it live together. It's a nice move up on Gap. Let me just pull up from Benzinga platform. Again, the place that we're getting our news from right now is Benzinga. What, Benzinga? Come on, man. I just talked about you, and now you don't even have the earnings report on here? Okay, so we'll have to wait. It's not on here yet. We still talked about AMAT here. Strong beat, strong guidance. It's the shares sliding on AMAT here for this criminal investigation. Criminal investigations, no bueno for stocks, as we all know. So we'll have to wait for that. Come on, GPS. I don't have the numbers, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice move up. We'll see about that. There's AMAT right now. It's making that move down. Applied Materials, again, good quarter, good guide. Worried about shipments, some questionable shipments happening through South Korea there for AMAT. Here's the numbers. We have JC now, I understand. Okay, good. So right now, just quickly, Gap right here, 59 cents. Beats what? Beats 18 cents. Okay. Nice move there for Gap. Revenues, so on and so forth. But you know what, man? There's no better guest that's going to tell me that price action is all that matters. And Gap right now, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Gap making that move up to 14.75. All right, here we go. We've been waiting for this, and we're excited. First time ever on Trader TV Live. Let's bring him in. Let's go with Trader Talk. It's happening now. Oh, I gotta get centered here. Mr. JC Peretz, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining us live here at Trader TV. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Nice bull market. You know, investors get paid well in bull markets if they own stocks, right? That's how it is in my experience. So I appreciate the invite. So yes, things are going well. Thanks.
I have to introduce you, All Star Charts founder and chief strategist. That must be fun. A lot of work on that. Checked out your website. It's beautiful. We do have something to talk about. 100K Bitcoin. We'll drop that link in the chat and talk about that. I was watching your show this morning. This is what you said. Okay, it's I think you know what we're going to talk about here. You said, if you hate tech, and I think you said this to Spencer, not sure who it was, then you are an idiot. That's what you said. So right now, if you come over to my screen real quick, and I know you probably have it all locked up and loaded as well, the Qs is absolutely on fire right now, bouncing huge off this 200 period moving average. And yeah, man, the bull market, as you said, is now intact. What made you, JC, if we can go back to the double screen here, guys, what made you bullish? And I heard you on your sort of podcast show this morning, you were bullish early October. Was there a sign that gave you those indicators?
Yeah, so you know, it's not so much bullish in early October as it is things started to change in early October. We started recognizing that in mid-October and the back half, most certainly. But people forget that it is a market of stocks, right? It's not just a stock market. So we're in a bull market, right? Stocks have done very well over the last 13 months.
Yep.
We had a very normal seasonal correction like we've seen so many times before. Pessimism starts to blow up. Everybody thinks the market's about to fall apart once again because they failed to zoom out and understand that stocks are in uptrend. So we were looking for opportunities, as they say, buy in October and get yourself sober. There's a reason that they say that, and this year was no different. And we could talk about some of those signs in a minute, but get back to your earlier question about if you hate tech, you're an idiot. Now, to be fair, it was within the context of the conversation at the time, which was about sort of in general, because if you go and study every bull market over the last 100 years, almost every single one, 90% of those bull markets, technology was a leader. So if you don't buy technology stocks or whatever, you're going to miss a leading sector in almost every single bull market. So but in my book, that makes you an idiot, right? So again, there's a time and a place for everything. You mentioned gold. I don't necessarily think you need to own gold always. There's a time to own gold and there's a time to short gold, right? There's a time and a place for everything. Technology included, by the way.
Yeah.
We were selling technology stocks in July, right? We were bearish technology stocks in early part of last year. We were bullish technology stocks at the beginning of the year. We're bullish technology stocks now because they're leaders in this particular bull market. So again, even technology, there's a time and a place. So getting back to why we were looking to buy stocks in October, other than the very obvious that historically is a great time to be buying stocks, we don't just defer to seasonality, although we know it exists. We want to defer to the underlying trends. And as you can see here, there are people out there that will look you straight in the eye and tell you that we've been in a bear market. Like, we have the data. It has not been a bear market.
No, it has not. I mean, look at that. XLU 449. I mean, that's the lowest one on there. What is this from? Since is this from the beginning of the year, or are you charting it back?
This is from the October lows last year. So about 13 months of data.
Right.
Go back. I encourage everybody listening. Go back and study every bull market in history. You know what you're going to see? The leading sectors are technology, industrials, consumer discretionary. Well, guess what? What are the best performing sectors now? Technology, industrials, consumer discretionary. Those are the best sectors, right? Communications is up there. As we all know, those are essentially technology stocks. So, and then historically in bull markets, what are the worst performing sectors? Utilities, consumer staples, healthcare. And guess what? It's the same thing this time.
You know what? It's just basically about rinsing and repeating all the time, right? Stay diligent, right? I mean, that's what All-Star Charts, that's what we're all about over here. Keep looking at your portfolio, reassess it, listen to smart guys like you, not like me, but like you, and we'll be able to figure this thing out. Quickly on something here. What about Santa Claus rally? Are we starting early? I saw you post something that it happens, what, December 22nd this year?
Yeah.
So I see, I did my research, JC. I saw that. Is that something that seasonality you look for swing trades? Or is that just something that just matter-of-factly happens and, you know, something to look at? You know, if you're in it, you're in it. Is it aggressive enough for something that we should be looking for near the end of the year?
I'm more interested if Santa doesn't show up.
Right.
Right. So I'm not
Slap a fail on
necessarily
Santa.
positioning for a swing trade in that particular moment in time or whatever it is. Right. Like that's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is understand that historically, this is a time of year where stocks do well. The last 5 days of the year and the first 2 of the following year.
Okay.
It's a 7-day period where historically they do very, very well. When you compare the returns of that period versus any other random 7 days throughout the year, it's a complete outlier. But the real information is when Santa don't show.
Yeah.
Just like seasonality in general. So, you know, here we are in a pre-election year. Here's the 4-year presidential cycle, by the way. A great time historically to be buying stocks is, you know, right around the midterm elections. Guess what? Last year, right around the midterm elections, great time to be buying stocks. Coming into the year, the first 6 months of the year were the best first 6 months in the history of the NASDAQ. Stocks did very well, as they should have, right?
Yep.
Perfectly normal, right? Nothing to see here. Move right along. And then in the third quarter, historically, stocks struggle. You get that August, September, October sort of weakness. And hey, what do you know? You got that this year too. And then historically, you want to remember to buy in November, right? Buy in October and get yourself silver. All these little silly sayings come from data that suggests that's historically a good thing to do. We were obviously doing that, and that has paid off very well. In addition to that, this is a time in November where small caps start to outperform large caps. We've started to see some of that as well. And then when you're looking here, this is every pre-election year going back to 1950, every single one. And then the one in red is this one. So when people tell you how crazy the market is, how, you know, how insane, you know, it's doing all these crazy things, I don't remember a more normal market. Like I don't remember a more average, standard, typical stock market as standard and classic as it gets. And you have leaders.
Right.
You need leaders. You need sector rotation and leadership. And we continue to see that. And then I wanted to just kind of circle back on the question that you asked me about early October. And I think this slide right here really tells the story well. The negative correlation, actually, why don't we start here? The negative correlation between equities and the US dollar has been very, very strong. When the dollar is strong, stocks are weak.
Yes.
When the dollar is weak, stocks are strong, not just in the United States, but globally. It hasn't always been the case, but the correlation's really been strong and positive over the last 7-8 years. And you can see that right here in this chart. As soon as the dollar bottomed in July, that day, the new 52-week highs list peaked. That wasn't a coincidence, right? The day that the dollar peaked on October the 3rd was the day that the new 52-week lows list peaked.
Boom.
Again, not a coincidence. So with with a weak dollar, we've seen strong stocks, and emerging market currencies were ripping throughout October. So in an environment where they're telling us that the dollar is strong, it actually wasn't, right? Emerging market currencies underneath the surface were ripping. The Polish zloty is just one example, but you can look at the Mexican peso and others.
So many.
That was evidence underneath the surface of a weaker dollar. It's telling us to buy stocks, and we were listening.
JC, honestly, like the passion that you have obviously reminds a lot of me and how I day trade as well. And I talk with my hands. So I don't know if that's an Italian thing. What is your background?
I'm Cuban, so
I love
Cuban from Spain. So, you know, there's some similarities there.
We're hot-blooded. We're both hot-blooded. I like that one for sure right now. Okay, real quick. You just mentioned there the small caps. The IWM did have a big move there yesterday, coming back in here today. One thing, it's a two-part question, but I want to get over something that you tweeted out here the other day. And if you can look, it was about Eli Lilly. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I know obviously you're a man of math and conviction. So right now, you said you've been putting on bullish bets. So that's obvious. We've just talked about that and why in last week. But right now, you're trying to do the exact opposite with Eli Lilly. Now, our crowd likes this name. And obviously, like you said, investors like money. And if you've been invested in Eli Lilly, you've gotten a lot of money. I've trimmed myself on this name, getting to the upside. I believe sometimes it's buy the news. No, buy the rumor, sell the news. That's what it is. And right here, bumping its head up against these levels. Eli Lilly, tell us the story of what you're thinking here with Eli Lilly.
Yeah, listen, it's not like I'm one of these perma bears that's been fighting this uptrend. You know what I mean? You got those. I've been the opposite. I've really, really liked this trend. We've been bullish. Our targets were hit, right?
Yep.
And after our targets are hit, we move on and we observe the behavior of the market more objectively because we don't have a horse in the race. We don't care. And what we were noticing is that, first of all, our targets are hit. Our targets are those levels for a reason, and the market tends to respect them. So I've been looking to sell calls naked. And I bring it up in our meetings when we're coming up with our trades, and they were going into earnings, and it just didn't work, right? So we just haven't had a position for quite some time. And it's kind of just been hanging around, lingering. And what we saw is really good news the other day. They're talking about their obesity drugs are good for the heart or whatever it is. Good news theoretically. The Dow's up 500 points. The market's absolutely ripping. Small caps are up 4.5%. Eli Lilly's down like 4% on good news.
Right.
In a great tape, right? So there's something up there, kind of buy that rumor, sell the news. So I've already, even before that, I was already more interested in not so much betting on downside as I was betting on a lack of further upside, at least for now. I don't think it goes to zero.
No.
I think that some consolidation is certainly warranted. So we bought the puts. We bought the 600 puts out in April, right? Do I have that right? We got the April puts. Yep, we got the April put spread. So we bought the 600 puts, but then we also sold the 500 puts to collect a little bit of income, help pay for that.
Yep.
So our upside is capped because we sold those 500s, but that 500 actually is a target for us. So we're okay with that. So that's the trade. April 600 puts long, selling an equal amount of the April 500 puts for the spread. You can actually see what that looks like here. Here's the P&L. That's what it looks like. And if you look at that gap, I think we fill that gap, right?
Great call there. And I feel like exactly what you said there. Once targets are hit, move on. Oh, no, you're not giving me that bell when we have JC here. We're not running out of time right now.
I gotta hop in 1 minute. So
okay, then quickly here.
Question.
Quickly, Michael Noss, Brian Shannon, fellow CMTs. I see Michael Noss is here in the chat. He says, what's up to you as well. And quickly, man, I can't do you dirty like this. Go over here. We'll put this in crypto.stockmarkettv.com/Bitcoin. We'll put this in the chat. Go get your email. Check out Bitcoin to 100,000. Is that just rhetorical, or do you actually think Bitcoin gets to 100K? And do you have a time for that? I don't know. We hear crazy calls all the time.
Yeah, I think it goes to about 120 probably is the next level. I'm no math major, but we got to get through 100 first. So let's get there and then talk about 120. But that's probably where we get to 120 on this next cycle. And probably, realistically, I think probably much higher than that. The question is when. I'm more interested in the now than in 10 years or 20 years. I can't think that far ahead. So I'm thinking like this cycle. I don't think we just retest those levels. I think we, 65 or so. I think we break right through that and go through 100. And the risk is 31, right? So I really like the risk versus reward because if Bitcoin is not above 31,000, we don't want to be long. So that's the risk. So if to the upside we can get to 120, but the downside is 31, I like those. I've liked them, right? We want to buy the breakout above 31. So that's where we're at. So 31 is your big level. If you're below that, leave it alone. It's messy under there. Above 31, I think it's irresponsible to not be long. I think the risk is not having enough exposure. That's how I look at Bitcoin.
Great. We'll drop that in the chat. And I know you're a big football fan. Jets or Giants?
I don't give a damn about either one. Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Let me give you a play. Hey, let's go, man. I'm a Packers fan, so I'm not there this year, baby. But what about this play tonight? Come to my screen. I know you got to go. Tyler Boyd. Tonight is Cincinnati versus Baltimore. Tyler Boyd has averaged 4.9 receptions a game. Today, no T. Higgins, right? Boyd slides into the number 2. He got 12 targets last week. He got 8 receptions. This is Tyler Boyd. It's plus 100. Let's go hit that, JC. Thank you so much tonight for this. I really appreciate it, man. Promise me we'll do this again.
Anytime you want. Let me know.
That's the guy right there. It's JC Peretz. Thank you so much. Wow. And guys, you know what? Like, to be honest with you, I was a little bit nervous about that because I'm a fan. And I think that went super. Look, when you have conviction like that and you can back it up with stats, that's what trading is all about. We talk about that live every single day on the show. Like, I don't ever get into a position until I have a risk parameter in order to get out. So I want to give a big shout out to you, JC. Thank you so much for explaining that on even a longer term level there. Shout out to Michael Noss, Brian Shannon, and everybody that's in the chat. And I just want to thank all of you guys that are in the chat as well. We got to get out of here, but I don't get out of here without doing one more thing, and that is a shout out to everybody that super chatted today, or everybody that's here, period. I mean, we do this roll call. Let's do this real quick right now. Roll call for anybody that's in the building right now. Thank you so much for joining me, as I had a problem loading my software to show my trades, but we'll be back. We'll be back, baby. Right now, thank you so much to everybody that's here. Manny's here. D-Loaf is here. Aaron is here. Bull Shark Trader's here. Alex Davis. Neil and I have to go, man. We have a friends dinner today from high school, so that should be a lot of fun. We're going out today. Paint the town tonight. Probably not. We'll probably be home by 8 o'clock. But there it is right now. You are the best. No, thank you, Trader Forever. You are. Super chats today. Christy, Sci-Fi, Lucas, Lori, Harpreet Singh. What's up? One of our good friends meeting us tonight's name's Harpreet as well. Go Explore, Vadzim, The Hayes Records, Diamond Realty, Samuel, and Nick. Thank you so much for everything. And a shout out to everybody that's here, man. We really, really enjoy doing this show. Traders stay late. We talk about that consistently. That's why I'm here with you every single day. We're going to get better. We're going to make some great calls, and that's what we're doing with you. Great guests. Banging it out today with JC. Really, really proud of that. So happy to have him on and happy to have you with us. Make sure you join me tomorrow. It's Friday, baby, and it's going to be another one. I can't wait to hit the keys every single day. So if you're like me, we're on the same page. So let's go. I got to go out to dinner. Love you, my family. Love everybody out there. Ciao from Sean.